Welcome to a special edition of Crawford County Outdoors. I'm Duane Kohler, and we're talking about the first hunt for Bruce today. So this is Bruce, and Bruce's dad, Bryan Hajos. So Bryan, welcome to Crawford County Outdoors. People that look at Crawford County Outdoors Facebook page see you all the time because you're the cover, you're the cover photo, and you're holding the muskie. So we're going to talk about Bruce's first hunt in a minute, but we've done walleye fishing, we've done bass fishing a dozen times, we've done rainbow trout and steelhead and all that kind of stuff, but we never talked about muskie fishing. And that's a big favorite of yours. So what's it like, and you know, how do you pick a spot where we just did this spring, we did walleye fishing over at Pymatuming, and I asked the guys that were the champions for catching the most fish and the most weight of the fish where they fish, and they said, oh, shallow place. And it's like, so that doesn't work for muskie, right?
Well, first off, I'll say that Crawford County is actually an excellent place if you want to start muskie fishing. The state fish hatchery where all the purebred muskies are bred are out of Linesville, Pennsylvania, right here in Crawford County. Pymatuming Reservoir, Conneaut, it's more of a northern pike lake, but they've got a young, developing muskie population there that the state hatchery people are working hard on. The actual state record is from Conneaut Lake, and but there's tons of different lakes around the county that's great, and surrounding areas such as Edinburgh and Canadota and other places like that. But yeah, where you asked me where at to find them, it depends on what your style of fishing you like to do. If you like to cast, find them around submerged grass beds, any kind of structure that you can find out there at the lake. Or another way people do it is by trolling. So there's multiple different ways.
They like colder water, deeper water, is that right?
Good boy.
Yeah, that's Bruce gonna lead down. Take a rest here.
They're more, people target them more often in the cold water. It's a little bit better for the survivability of the fish if you can keep it under the 80-degree mark and temperature-wise. It's healthier. Muskie fishermen, we're all about the sustainability of muskies, so you always want to make sure that you know how to properly handle and care for a muskie before you go out there and try and fish for them. So having the right tools, like your release, I just take a pair of pliers that's got cutters on them. Whenever I'm releasing a muskie and I've been lucky enough to catch one, I always just cut the barb off the hook, and that way it protects the fish a lot better.
So you're not ripping up his tissue when you're...
Yeah, it's a challenging sport. You know, they call them the fish of 10,000 casts, and that's no joke. You know, it's this summer I haven't had a lot of time to muskie fish because I've been trying to raise Bruce and teach hay. As you can see, there's some
talking to be done here. Okay.
Yeah. He's a bit of a handful, as you can see at times, but yeah.
That goes along with being a young dog, I think.
Yeah.
Well, so muskie fishing is something that is kind of popular around here. And so, is there any particular kind of bait or kind of like lure or whatever that works best?
You know, personally, I like the guys. There's two guides, Vance and Todd with Muddy Creek Fishing Guides. They're out of the Elwood City and Erie area. They fish a lot of the lakes around here locally too. But Fat AZ Muskie, they do great casting lures, jerk baits, and Boss Shad, company out of Ohio, they do great trolling baits.
Okay. So that's something to get out there and try. But again, that's not like you're gonna pull, like you're panfish, like you're gonna pull one out, you know, every second or third time you throw the water.
No, I would temper your expectations. It's something that takes, personally, I started fishing, it took me 2.5 years to get any good at it, which I'm still not. I'm still learning, but
when you catch one, you're holding that thing, and it's a good sized fish, right?
Yeah.
So I think we can share some photos of you holding up some of the fish that you've caught over the time.
Absolutely.
Unbelievably impressive. So, well, thank you for talking about that. And also want to thank you for helping on the show before. We did a deck over at our cottage at Canadota, and you're right next door, and we appreciate the help that you helped put that all together. So you and I have gone out for pheasant hunting here a number of years now, for opening day and for the first week or two, whenever you weren't tied up with work. And let me ask you about that. Did you enjoy that? Was that a fun thing?
Oh man, I got the bug for it big time. That's part of the reason why I got Bruce. I had a dog before that wasn't a hunter, and he passed about a year ago, and Man, pheasant hunting with you the last couple of years, I've got the taste for it. You know, it's a lot of fun, and seeing your dogs go out there and work. So, you know, I've been blessed to have you here to help me out with Bruce. And
you and I
start
both
him
wore
on
a
the
camera
train.
on opening day last year, and we had. You know, we didn't get a lot of pheasants going that year, but your camera was on me when we were working. Here a pheasant jumps out in front of us. No, the dog didn't bother; it just jumped out in the trail in front of us, and I shot it. So thank you for shooting that camera.
Yeah,
You know, with,
yeah.
with that. So
It's been a blast.
Well, how did you decide on Bruce? You know, which line to come from, and you know all that kind of stuff. How'd you decide and all that?
Well, my family's had labs. He's their third lab. Just great family dog, and also the ability to be able to be a versatile hunter. You know, someday in the future I might want to start in on ducks and things like that.
Labs are known for their retrieving skills.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So we took Bruce out here, I guess it's been about a month ago now, to get him, just to make sure that he was going to be okay with a gunshot going off whenever the bird. So we got a couple chuckers from Brian Chase at Chase's Flying Frenzy, and if you pull all the wings off of one side of the bird, then it'll flap, but it can't sort of get up into the air. So you and I took him out to the game lands and put him out, released a chucker, and let him go. And so, you know, tell that story if you would.
Oh man, so we had him in the truck, and we pulled the feathers like you said, and picked a spot out the state game lands there, and put the bird in the grass, and then we came and brought Bruce out, and he's all excited, jumping around everywhere. And then he went up and got on top of the bird, and when he jumped on it, it took a flush, and then Duane was standing behind us with the 22.
And I didn't have bullets in it, I just had caps.
Yeah.
I mean, so like you would use if you're like gonna hit that thing and put a nail down into concrete, you know, it's that same kind of cap, but it makes a like a kind of a quieter sound of a gun. He did not flinch. It didn't bother him one little bit. He was so excited about that bird.
I remember looking at him, and he looked back at it for like a half a second, and then went right back to that bird, and he went and killed it after that. But then we went and got the second one and put it back out there for him, and it flew off better. And he shot that gun probably 2 or 3 more times after that, and he never even heard it or paid attention to it at all.
So that's a key point when you're training a young dog, is to let them not. There are some. I remember even dogs, some that are 3 and 4 years old or whatever. They're gun shy, you know, and people will take them out to the trap range or whatever to introduce them, and it's like
that's not
the right way to do it. I mean, you know, you need to do what we did. Take him out, get him excited about what he's going to be excited about. Get him excited to be on a real bird, and then associate that sound.
I think the key is
the
way you said it when we started is you want him to be focused on that bird and the excitement of it taking off before you go to shoot the gun. Any other thing that you try and take him to a range or something like that, it's not making the right association, and it's going to scare the dog. But once he hears that gunshot, he's associating it with a bird, and he loves the bird. He doesn't care about anything else that's going on. He just wants to get that, and he gets so excited about it.
Now, even before that day, he had been real interested in over by Canadota, like
birds in the
that are around over there. And,
yeah, any little bird at the bird feeder, he'd sit there on the deck and be looking at him and turning his head, and then chasing chipmunks and squirrels around. So I knew he was going to be a little hunter.
So he's a bird dog.
Yeah,
he's a bird dog, interested in birds.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was a key point to get, and in fact we've had that topic on the show before. Training a dog is critical, but you want to get them so that they're not gun shy. So that I mean, to me, it's like you want that gun noise to be a real excitement, positive thing, as opposed to a scary thing, you know.
Right.
Okay, so like I said, about a month went by. He grew up a little bit more, and then we took him out. We took him out to the preserve, to Chase's Flying Frenzy with Brian Chase. So talk about that for a sec. How'd that experience go? And we have some good shots. Of what went on out there.
It was a month later, and when they're at that age, they change so much. When the first day we went out was 6 months, and a month later now he's about 7, and mentally he's more mature and ready for it. But man, we got the chases there, and they got the bird pens right there when you pull up, and he saw those, and his eyes were just like saucers whenever Bryan, he did a great job at setting them up, the birds for us, and put markers on the grass where we'd place them at. And Bruce came down there, and he was working between the two of us, as you'll see in the video, and I don't know what else to say about that, but he
got on the bird. And is he going to be the perfect hunter the first time he's ever doing it? No, I mean, you got some hurdles to go over, but he got the first. We didn't have to shoot the first one. He got it on the ground, right?
Yeah, he did get the first one on the ground, and I don't think you could worry about perfect execution right out the gate. I mean, personally, my goal with him there was just to get over the gunshot, because that was the first time he heard a shotgun. So it was just making that association between a bird and a gunshot being fun, then is a success. So, I mean, with the puppies, we got to work on retrieving the bird once we get it, and actually scent trailing a little bit more. So plenty of work to do, but I think off the start, in a controlled environment like what we have there at the farm, it was a great experience for him.
So maybe we can do that a few more times here before the season rolls around, because I think that is the way to get them introduced, is to be in a place like that with the bird. And again, you're not going to be stepping over top of other hunters, and you're not going to run into a groundhog and all that other kind of stuff that's going to take them off. And but you're right. I mean, to me, the whole big thing is to find that scent. Track that bird down and stay close to your, stay close to your team there.
Before, that kind of reminds me about the scent part. About a week before we went out to the farm, I had got some pheasant scent, and I put it on a rag and dragged it behind a rope and drug it through the yard while I had him in the house. And then at first I started off real easy, where he could just kind of go straight line to it, and then made a big deal about rewarding him with a retreat. And it took about 4 times, and he really started figuring it out, where if he puts his nose down, and the 5th time he went to it, he ran off the door and went straight through the yard, and then picked up the scent trail and went right where the dummy was at and brought it right back, and it was pretty exciting.
So that's another key thing.
Yeah.
A, being, not afraid of the shot. B, following the bird, know what the bird smells like, know what, kind of the behavior of all that. And then the retrieving is a big part of that. And I'd say there's still some work to do on the retrieving part, because he kind of don't want to just parade around carrying that. Well, I can't say this. Which does the same thing. He wants to parade around, show everybody off with the bird that he's got in his mouth. And I think Bruce, maybe he picked that up from his cousin.
That's a dog thing. Yeah.
Well, that was a great start. So we'll let you see some footage of that. I'm really excited about that day. That was a super day.
Yep.
So let's go check out some of that footage.
You ready, Bruce?
Oh, Bruce, this is a big day.
You ready to go hunting? Huh?
Typically in the past, when I've had dogs out here for their first hunt, they're half the size that he is, because they're 4 months old or whatever, 3 months old, something like that, just to kind of break the ice here. But he's so athletic looking, and
yeah, isn't he?
he listens well, and the nose. Look at the nose. He's got the nose down. He's already working it.
Most of this stuff is just natural for him. I'm barely teaching him stuff,
That's a big part of it. Is just getting him out to work. And
yeah, he is amped. Okay, ready? Go find it. Find it.
Yeah, let's find it.
Go find it. Find it. Come on. Find it. Find it. Find it. Go find it. Find it. Come on. Get out front. Find it. Find it. Come on, go find it.
Find that bird, Bruce. picking up some scent, I think. What do you got?
Find it. Yeah. Oh, he's got it in his mouth.
On the ground. Oh boy.
Oh, good boy, Bruce. Good boy.
Attaboy.
Come on, go find it. Find it. Find it. Where's the bird? Where's the bird? Where's the bird?
So he's close to it now.
Get him, Bruce! Get him! Get him, Bruce! Fetch! Fetch!
I think does he have it? Not quite. Okay.
I definitely missed it.
Get him, Bruce!
Fetch! He didn't react to those gunshots at all.
Excitement about the bird. That's what you want.
Yeah. Find it!
I think it went right here. Right here. Find him! Find him, buddy! Find him! All right, it's hurt. Get him, Bruce!
Find it!
You almost stepped on it.
I stepped on it. Come on, Bruce, get it!
So it's nicked, but it's not hammered. And this is a good thing.
Look at him go.
Get him some work.
He's still using his eyes too much. Bruce!
Can you tell? Does he have it? He doesn't have it yet.
It doesn't look like he has it. Come! Well, he's certainly not any good at it yet, but you can tell he likes to hunt.
Oh, heck yeah. The main part is those shots went off and it did not scare him at all.
Yeah.
That's what, yeah.
If nothing else happens today.
That's what we're after here, and it's like we got to work on the retrieving a little bit, but
yeah.
That's what we'll get Butch out later and
yeah.
See if we can clean up some of those ones.
How much longer do you think we should work this bird?
Yeah, just a few more minutes. It jumped in right about here, and I did not see the grass moving, so I thought maybe it stayed put, but it's hiding pretty good.
Yeah. All right, Bruce. We'll try again. Okay, Bruce. Hey, go find it. Find it. Find the bird. Find the bird. Hey, Bruce. Bruce. Wait. Wait. Wait.
Over here, Bruce. Look over here. Attaboy. Attaboy. Good job.
Okay, find the bird.
Fetch it, Bruce. Fetch. Fetch.
Oh, ran right past it.
Fetch it up. Fetch.
Fetch. Fetch. I don't know if he's seen it being shot.
Over here, Bruce. Over here.
He was hot on it.
It dropped right in there, right?
Yeah, you definitely nailed it.
Fetch, Bruce. Fetch. 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 Dead bird. Fetch.
Fetch! Get the bird! Get the bird! Go find it! Find it! Fetch, Bruce! Fetch! Fetch!
Yeah, right there, someplace.
Fetch!
I'm guessing right in front of you, someplace. It dropped right in here. Find it, Bruce. Find it. I don't think that one was running. It looked like it was hit pretty good.
No, I think you hit. I seen fire. Oh, there it is. Good boy. Here, fetch.
Oh, boy, Bruce, you got it.
Fetch, Bruce. Come here, bud. Come here. Come here. Come here. Here. Bring it here. Come. Here. Treat. Treat. Good. Hey.
Good job. You got it. Hey, hey.
Bruce. Bruce.
You got it.
Fetch.
Good job. Hold. 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 Here, 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 here. You got it. Good job,
Good
Bruce.
boy.
Bruce, hold. Good boy. Good boy.
Good.
Good boy. You got it.
Good boy. Hey, Bruce. Hey, Brucey. Come here. Come here. Come here. Fetch.
Fetch it up.
Fetch. Fetch. Here. Here. Bruce. Fetch. Fetch. Yeah. Hey, fetch. Fetch. I know you know what I'm saying. Come here. Come on. No. Come on. Come on. Bruce. Fetch. Here. Treat.
Do you have it? Do you have it?
You got the bird? Come here. Come on. Here. Bruce. Hey, Bruce. No. No. I guess I'll take
it. Want me to carry it? Okay, good job. Ouch, hey, no biting. Okay, good job.
Good
You
job.
got that one.
Mm-hmm. Good boy, Bruce. Okay. You ready? Go find it.
All
There's
right,
another one.
More. There's more.
Go get it. Go get it. Go find it. Find it. Go find it.
Good job. Good job.
Find it. Where's the bird? Go find it. Come on. Go get it. Go get it. Bruce out in front. Come on. Go find it. Come on. Find it. He's got one.
You get it on the ground?
Yeah.
Atta boy.
Good boy. Yeah. Hey.
Bruce's first pheasant.
Good boy.
Look at that. Good job.
Come on,
Good
Bruce.
job. Find that bird.
Find it. Hey, use your nose. Find it. Where's the bird? He's got his nose up. Find it. Where's the bird? Go get it. Find it. Find it. Find it. Fetch, Bruce, fetch! 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 Fetch!
I think he's on it. That's where it dropped. All right, find it.
I totally, you got that one. Fetch! Oh, Bruce, go get it. Go find it.
And for me, it was right in line with that one little thing sticking up.
Yeah, I know where it fell. There, he's got it.
I think he's on it.
Yeah. Come on, boy. Fetch. He's got it.
Attaboy!
Good boy.
Attaboy!
Good boy, Bruce. Come here, boy.
Good
Hey,
job.
Come here. Come here, Bruce. Bring it here. Bring it here. Fetch. Fetch. Come on. Come on. Come on.
You got it.
Good
Good
boy.
boy. Good boy.
Good boy.
That's a boy. Here, Bruce.
Good boy, Bruce. Find the bird, Bruce. Go get it. Find it. Find it. Find it. Find it. He's smelling. No. Hey, going the wrong direction. Go this way. Come on. Find it. Whoa. Find it. Get it.
It's hit. See the feathers drop? Bunch of feathers dropped off it. Just stopped flapping.
Gun's jammed.
Mine did too. I couldn't shoot a third shot.
Alright, hey Bruce, find it. Where's the bird?
Yeah,
Go
find
find
that
it.
bird. Find that bird.
Find it. Find it. Yeah, find it, Bruce. Good boy. Smell. Good boy. Good boy. Go find it. Where's the bird? Find it. Find the bird. Hurry up. Find it. Find a bird. Bruce. Come on. Find it. Find the bird. Smell. Come on. Find it. Where's the bird? Find it. Find it. I think he's got the smell. Find it. Where is it? Get the bird.
Fetch it, Bruce. Fetch.
Fetch.
Fetch. Good boy.
Good boy, Bruce.
Good job.
Bruce.
Fetch. Fetch.
gun kicks like a mule.
Oh, it kicks pretty good?
Compared to my other one. Fetch! Bruce, you're only getting half the game here. Fetch! Alright. Leave it.
Good job. You found it. You
Good
got
boy.
it.
Good boy. Good boy, you got the bird.
Good job.
You want it?
We'll take turns.
Yeah.
I bet you we'll have more.
Well, thanks to Brian Chase for having us out to the Chase's Flying Frenzy. That's I've introduced my dogs. That's where I introduced them to their first time on chasing a bird that got shot with a shotgun, all that kind of stuff. So that's an excellent place to do that. So, all right. So what do you think for down the road? How do you think this is all going to go for down the road for Bruce?
Oh, I'm really hopeful. I think that we've got a good foundation to start with. I'm just going to have to temper my expectations and be patient through the process. I mean, we're both learning it together for the first time here, and I think so far we're doing pretty good, but I'm looking forward to getting back out there and going it again here real soon.
Well,
I know Bruce is ready.
I think it's going really well. I think, is it ever perfect? No, it just doesn't go perfect. But
at the end of the day, I'll be happy with if we can go out to the field and Bruce runs around and finds them and pushes them in the air, and I get the shot off, and I'm lucky enough to hit it, and he brings it generally back to me in good condition. Hey, that's a good day. I'm not looking to train a field champion here or anything like that.
I'm with you on that one.
Yeah.
Okay, when you do bring one back, then we have Chef Lisa, who's got a great recipe going for us today. So we're going to go in there and try. We're going to go in there and let Lisa get something going here. So I'm going to be looking forward to that, and I think you'll have fun sampling it too.
Well, Bruce and I are both very hungry, so we're ready to go.
All right, stay with us. And joining us now, Chef Lisa Beck. Lisa, one of my favorite things is getting out with a young dog and getting them to work. And then maybe the second favorite thing is they bring back a pheasant, and then you actually have something we can cook up here.
That's right. We can eat. That's right.
What was your idea for today's recipe?
Well, I can't take credit for this. Again, this is Barley Wild Mushroom Pheasant a la Michelle. Hence, his wife is a fantastic cook, and she came up with this recipe, and it is really good, and I think you're going to like it. And it's not difficult. We always say that we try to keep it simple around here. This is not a difficult recipe. Probably the biggest deal would be to debone the pheasant.
I did that already.
You did that already, so I did not have to, and I thank you, Duane, for that. In addition to that, you could do this with chicken.
Yep.
As we say every time. So let's get started.
Yay.
All right.
Okay.
So we have a deboned pheasant, and you cut this into little pieces. And right now we're heating up some oil in our frying pan because we are going to brown it in there. But the first thing we're going to do before we actually do that is we're going to put some flour here in this pan or in this plate.
It's like when you brown the little pieces of meat, then they kind of stay sort of separate, and they don't get all bunched up and lumped up as one big lump.
That's right. And we're gonna put some pepper in there.
Okay.
And some salt, because we need some flavor. Okay. And I'm just looking for that spoon, because you're gonna need this over here.
Can I be the stirrer?
You can be. If you want to take that lid off, I'll get all messy.
Okay.
And then we will just take these floured pieces and we will saute them.
So we're going to kind of brown them pretty much.
That's what we're going to do. We're going to brown them, and then we're going to take them out of the pan.
Okay.
And we're going to put them in an 8.5 by 11 dish. So let's just get these all in here and get them done, right?
Yay.
And you're right, by cutting them up like this, they don't stick together once they get all floured, which is nice.
And one thing, you mentioned this already, but pheasant, if you don't have any pheasant, you can use chicken. You could use a chucker if you had a chucker in the freezer.
Right. You want to set that over there for me?
Sure.
Thanks. Seeing that my hands are a little messy. You're right, you can substitute. I think people, they hear pheasant, they hear deer, they hear, that wild game, and they get a little nervous because they're not us, They don't do what we do and hunt the way our families hunt, but you can substitute. Oh boy, this is gonna, you might want to turn that down. Just, there you go, because it's, you want to roll that around a little bit just to move that oil around in the pan. Okay, Duane, it's gonna sizzle. You ready?
Yay. Is this my specialty, Lisa?
Yes, I know. That and cracking eggs.
Egg cracking, okay.
You're really good at egg cracking. We may need a little bit more oil in there, but if that's the case.
Do you want me to grab it?
Yeah, do you know where?
Okay,
It's
I see
over
it
on
over
my
here.
left.
Just kind of spread it around.
There's a little in the middle, and then you can just move it around with a spoon.
Okay.
Just want to make sure we get all those pieces in there. Lots of pieces of pheasant. We don't want to miss one of them.
Boy, that's for sure.
Little tasty nuggets.
Mm.
And Duane, you said this is one of your favorites.
Oh yeah, this my wife came up with this about maybe a year or so ago, and oh boy, this is a really good one.
I think
So
we're good there.
I'm glad we're doing this one. I think folks will try this at home and they will love it. It's wonderful.
I'll do a little housekeeping. Because I did make a mess.
For those who've watched the show regularly, you did see the boning process. That was a couple years ago. We did that.
Right.
You take the breast off with a fillet knife, cut the breast in like maybe, I don't know, 12 or 16 pieces on each half of it.
Right.
And then there's a little bit on the thigh, there's a little bit on the back, there's a little bit at the base of each wing, there's a little
Sure.
bit of meat. So maybe going and hunting up the birds maybe takes you an hour or two. It takes like an hour for me to bone the pheasant.
It does. It's probably the longest part.
That's actually, that is, yeah.
The rest of it is a piece of cake. Really. Stirring in a pan, and once you get it all done and it's in a bag, it's so much easier. But, you know, that's the price you pay if you want to have a meal like this and have it all ready for you when you take it out of the freezer.
So the meat is going to get a little bit of a crispy brownish kind of a
Yep.
look to it, right?
Yep. And while you're doing that, I know you like to spray the pan, but I'll take care of that for
Oh,
you.
okay, yes.
Because we want to spray this dish.
You can sort of see a little bit of pink in the meat there, and then when that's gone, then you're browned, right? That's kind of like
Yep,
how you decide.
Yep, you want to get rid, and it could get a little more golden brown on the outside.
Okay. I see a little bit of pink on that
Yep.
piece over there.
That you might want to flip over.
Okay.
There you go.
And look
And
at
you can
this.
see the other side.
The other side is nice and
Right.
kind of already getting a little bit browned.
And they're so small that they do, you know, brown up rather quickly. And we do have our oven turned on to 325, so it's ready
Okay.
to go. And we're going to just use this pan for the rest of it.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
once we take that out and put it in here, we will put some other things in this pan and get those moving. And then we'll go from there. Then this will be the final resting place for everything.
Okay. A couple of the pieces want to stick together, so I'm just breaking them apart here.
That's good. And you can kind of see that they're starting to get a little brown. Perfect. And, you know, people worry about chicken and you know, any kind of fowl bird and making sure that it's done, which is understandable because you don't want to eat undercooked
Right.
bird. So the nice thing about browning first, even if you didn't get every bit of pink out of there, we're going to finish this in the oven, so you don't have to worry. I'm really big on making sure that the chicken is cooked or the pheasant is cooked. But
that
we
makes
don't.
sense.
It's again one of those recipes that we're going to brown it and then we're going to finish it in the oven.
Okay.
So, and we're almost there.
It's looking pretty good.
Yeah, that looks really good. So flour with salt and pepper, dredge the meat, brown it in some olive
A
oil.
little bit of oil in the pan,
Yep,
and just keep stirring it around.
yep. Think you're about ready?
I'm not seeing much.
Yeah, I think you're good. You see
Pink.
it's browning in
Yeah,
there too,
yep.
which is nice.
I don't see any pink at all anymore.
Maybe this piece right here.
You're right, there was one teeny little spot of pink.
Yep. But again, it'll be fine. 1 minute, and we'll just have you pour that right in there. You can
Okay.
just lift that up and
Okay.
turn down just a little bit.
I mean, so this was only, what, 3 or 4 or 5 minutes or whatever, just to do the browning,
Just
right?
to brown it, right, right. Okay, I think we're about good.
Okay.
So I'll just have you pour that right into there. Perfect.
There we go.
I'm just going to move this to the side. And I did turn this down. Oh,
One
you
little
got to
crumb.
get that one. We're going to put a half a stick of butter in this pan. And we're going to add some barley. This is a cup of barley, okay? And we're going to brown it. So, there you go.
So barley's a grain, kind of
Yes.
like, sort of like rice or sort of like wheat or whatever, but
In
it's
that family.
It's its own, you know, it's kind of its own unique, and the barley was really, really neat.
I always like vegetable soup with barley in it. It's always a
That's a favorite in our house, beef barley soup.
yes,
we do
beef
that
barley.
once in a while.
I like beef barley. So yeah, so you're just going to brown that in there, and then what we're going to add to that, I cut up about a medium onion.
Okay.
Okay, so once this is closer to being done, which it's not going to take long, we're going to add about a cup of a medium diced onion, and then wild mushrooms, and those are hard to find. These are dried wild mushrooms. So what we did was we're adding some regular mushrooms to it some button mushrooms that I cut up, and we're just going to saute them together. And once that's done, we're going to pour some chicken stock over the top.
Okay.
When that comes to a boil, then we're going to pour that over the pheasant.
Now, I thought we could do a show on wild mushrooms, and the more I looked into it, the more I found out how close it is to tell from a poisonous one to a non-poisonous. So I opted that's probably not a good idea.
Yeah, I was going to say, we just had a really big clump of them in the backyard, and the dog was sick for a couple of days, and we think she
They
ate them.
probably ate some of them. Yeah.
Yeah. They are. Some of them are difficult to tell whether they're safe or
We have this big
not.
group that grows in our front yard, and there was an oak tree there, and I guess where the roots were.
Mm-hmm.
I looked it up, and it's if they're brightly colored, they're probably poisonous. And these are real bright yellow. They
Yeah.
were called jack-o'-lantern, I think.
Okay.
And it's like, okay. So
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah,
it's-
that wouldn't be good if we had a show and at the end of it we were all
somebody gets sick. Yeah.
sick and we couldn't figure out why, and then we realized, oh, those mushrooms we took out of Duane's yard. I think that
Yeah,
was
those
it.
weren't the safe
those-
ones.
Yeah,
no.
those weren't the kind we probably should have eaten.
So I opted not to do that.
Right,
We'll,
well,
we'll trust the official
they're kind of getting
mushroom pictures.
kind of like expanding.
Yep.
That's really
Kind of
cool.
like swelling up a little bit.
Yep. So we'll give that another minute, and then we're going to throw the onions and the mushrooms in. Really neat.
And they are browning just a
Yep.
just a little, just a little.
They like the butter I put in.
Yep. Yep.
We always like butter.
So do I.
Yeah, butter's good.
Yeah, they have puffed up.
Yeah, really. Yep, and they're getting brown. So I'm going to add the onion.
Okay. And it's funny, the onion, it doesn't get brown. It gets kind of clear
It
whenever
does.
it gets.
It becomes translucent.
Yeah.
You're right. I'm going to throw in some dry mushrooms. And some wow, are those fragrant? And some button mushrooms. Those are about 3/4 of a cup of button mushrooms. Do a little more housekeeping here. We're just going to saute them till they get soft.
Okay.
And then we're going to pour this container of chicken stock over the top, bring it to a boil. Then this is done. I mean, really, then we're going to pour that all back into the pan. We're going to put it in the oven. We're going to cover it with foil nice and tight so that the liquid...
It doesn't dry out, but
That's right.
it absorbs.
That's right.
Yep,
It's going to
yep.
absorb any liquid that we have, and we want the liquid to absorb into the chicken, into the vegetables, into the barley. And then, you know, our favorite time at the end, you take that lid off about 45 minutes later and you get the taste. Yep. I even got some fresh parsley that we're going to cut up at the very end
Oh,
for the right out of the garden
awesome.
for finishing.
So to me, it's like you sort of tell when this is ready when the mushrooms get sort of transparent,
Yeah.
right?
What the
Or that when the
onions when they're
onions get-
yep, when they're about clear. Woo!
Oh, sorry.
Some barley flying around here.
I think we're getting pretty close on
I
the-
think so too.
on that. Yeah.
I think so too. You can see the mushrooms softening up.
There were. It's hard to find those, but when you do find them, we went on the Strip District in Pittsburgh. We found some down there, and yeah, they're tricky to find. But when you do find them, get a few because you probably want to make this over again because this is
Right.
really good.
And they're dried, so
And they'll
keep.
last. They'll last.
They'll last.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's not like fresh produce, so. Okay, about 30 seconds, and we're going to pour this over and bring it to a boil. That really smells good.
Oh, super.
If you're a mushroom fan, you will love this.
And if you're a pheasant fan and a barley fan.
That's right. That's
yeah.
true. Yeah.
And if you're a fan of the show, you'll love this too.
That's right. Okay, I'm going to pour this in there. There we go. And we just want to bring that to a boil, which shouldn't take long. And then we're ready to go.
I probably don't. Do I still need to stir it?
I
while
don't
it's
think
getting
so. I
ready to
think if
boil?
you put the lid on it, it's going to
Go faster?
probably boil a little bit
Okay.
faster. So we'll bring this over here. Do we want to put some parsley in it while it's cooking?
Ooh.
I'm thinking
that's a good
we should.
idea, yeah.
I'm thinking we should. So while that's doing that, we'll cut up a little bit here. Always love having it on the counter.
Yeah. I think this is going to be boiling here in like
Yeah.
about 1 minute, Lisa.
I agree.
It's already trying to start.
Okay.
Now this is homegrown parsley, Lisa?
This is homegrown parsley from the herb garden.
How about that?
Gotta love the home herb garden. I walk out back for every dinner, it seems. I'm breaking off some basil, parsley, thyme, oregano, rosemary. It'll be sad when the season ends.
We're already boiling here, Lisa.
Are we? Let's see. Oh, that's great. Okay.
Let me stir it around a little bit.
I'm going to throw some of this just in here, just so we have some flavor while it's cooking down. We can put some on at the end as well. And you ready to pour that in here?
I sure am.
Carefully. You know what? I'll probably turn this off. Let me unhook it so we
Okay.
don't have this in your way.
So just sideways like that, it's okay?
Yeah. If it drips, I gotta. Let me get a spoon.
The spoon's here beside me.
I got another one.
Okay.
Ooh, does that smell good? That's good, and I got this right here. So, okay, so we're just going to spread this around in the pan. And we're going to take some aluminum foil. We're going to cover that tightly. And then it's going to go into a 325 oven for about 45 minutes or until all the liquid's gone.
Okay. And the liquid's pretty much just going to absorb into the barley and
Yep.
kind of puff it up.
Okay, you ready?
Okay, here we go.
All right.
I can't wait.
Me too.
I'm not sure why, Lisa, but this is always my favorite part of the show.
I don't know why either, Duane.
What do you think, Brian?
I'm pretty excited.
Yeah.
I I have to say I did forget an ingredient, so I have to tell our viewers. But I did get it in there.
Okay.
3 bay leaves.
Okay. And you don't break them up. You just
No,
lay
I just-
them
I
on,
just
just
lay them
kind of
in
like
there.
for flavor, right?
Yep. Look at this.
Wow.
Oh man. Oh, it smells delicious.
Well, what do you think, guys?
I can't wait.
Oh, good. Me too. All right. I'll make sure nobody gets a bay leaf.
Now it's going to be kind of hot, so
It's
we're going
going
to
to
have
be hot.
to we're going to
I'm
have to
going to
let it
garnish
cool
it.
for a
So
second.
give me a second.
Oh.
We'll make it look all fancy, like they do on TV.
I wish you guys at home could see the dogs back here.
I
They're
know.
both very excited.
They are. We always say, too.
Maybe
it's a
something
shame,
will fall on the floor.
Yeah. It's a shame they don't have smell-o-vision.
No.
You know, that's what happens at my house. And it's like when something does fall off the table, it never hits the floor. It gets grabbed
That's right.
before it gets to the floor.
All right, gentlemen. Hot, so be careful. Look at that fancy plate.
Wow.
That is
All right.
so cool.
Let's see. Barley Wild Mushroom Pheasant a la Michelle.
I like the name. That's an official name.
Yeah, it is an official name. Oh, wow. That's really good.
And those wild mushrooms really, they put a flavor in there that's just
It's a really,
tremendous.
it is. It's a different flavor. Using those wild mushrooms, I like that a lot.
Oh, yeah, that's how good it is, huh, Bruce?
Bruce says, hey, give me some.
The dogs smell it.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
thank
right.
you to Bruce for joining us here for Bruce's first hunt for our show today.
Wow.
Thanks to Brian Chase for hosting us out there at the Chase's Flying Frenzy. Brian, thanks for coming along. Lisa, thanks for the wonderful recipe.
Oh, you're wow. I did the cooking. The recipe, a la Michelle.
Awesome, awesome. And especially thanks to the folks at home for joining us on Crawford County Outdoors, and we will talk to you next time. And I'm finishing my barley
Me
here.
too.
This is wonderful.
It
Good
is
thing there's a whole
great.
pan there.
That's right.